Hey everybody, welcome back to the Royal Read. I am so glad you decided to stop by and see what I'm reading on. But before we get started, you already know this is a routine now. I am asking you to be a part of this community. And let me tell you, it is the best. You don't believe me? Go in the comments, talk to someone, chit chat, get involved with the topic of the day. And I promise you, you are going to meet the most terrific people. They're smart, they're knowledgeable, they are funny, they are, and they take no prisoners when it comes to Harry and Meghan. So if you get in there and you really enjoy yourself, you know what you need to do? Because we want you to be a part of this community. Go down in those settings, look around, find that subscribe button, and go ahead on and subscribe. It's free. Why not? Also, hit that notification bell too so you know when I upload or when I just want to pop in. And give me a thumbs up to fight my nemesis. Ooh, it has been a beast here lately. The algorithm. It has been taking no prisoners. But I just want to thank y'all too for giving me those thumbs up, helping me to fight that beast. Also, I just want to give a big hug and a big thank you to all of the readers who support the channel by watching the commercials. Let me tell you, it means everything and it really, really helps. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Also in the corner, that's our join button. That's for channel memberships. And if you choose to become a channel member, you will be helping my little channel to grow, to improve, and to continue. And I will be so grateful, so thankful, so over the moon appreciative to have your support. And if you want to do just a one-time donation, look over there in the other corner. That's our super thanks. And all donations to the channel is always greatly appreciated. All right, y'all, we do have some shout outs. We do have some super thanks. First up is Ella Gully. Ella. What can I say about Ella? Ella is just terrific. She hasn't been a reader for all that long, but let me tell you, she has embraced this community and we have embraced her. She is a ride or die, always coming through, always supporting the channel. I'm telling you, I'm just so grateful to have her. So thank you, thank you, thank you, Ella. Thank you for the super thanks. Also, Robin Samuels. Robin is new too, but let me tell you, she is growing in her influence in the community. She is absolutely a up and coming reader. She is. She's always in the comments, always dropping the knowledge. And here she is supporting the channel. So thank you, thank you, thank you, Robin. Thank you for the super thanks. And Gwen Stevenson is a ride or die. She is. She is always coming through. Every time I go in the comments, Gwen is there to say good morning. She's everything. And I am just so thrilled and so appreciative and so thankful that she is a part of my community. I'm so lucky. I am. It's just so many good people. Also, I want to shout out Belle Francis. Belle is kind of new too, but she keeps coming through. She is in the comments doing her thing, always dropping the knowledge. I'm telling you, she is growing in influence in the community as well. And I am so happy to have her as one of my readers, one of the members in our community, and she is such an asset. Let me tell you. So, thank you, thank you, thank you, Belle. Thank you for the super thanks, and just thank you for being you and being here, and a part of this community. All right, y'all, I got something to play, and then we'll come back and start the read. y'all, I just want to say one final thank you to Ella Gully, Robin Samuels, Gwen Stevenson, and Belle Francis. Thank you, thank you, thank you, y'all. Thank you for supporting. All right, y'all. With all that said, let's get to the read. Of course, we have a lot. These streets are hot. My timeline has not slowed down since Friday. It has not. And of course, it's new stuff popping up all the time. So y'all know I have to share. So when I am putting the read together, y'all already know what I do. I hit these internet streets. And that is exactly what I have been doing today. I've been up and down these streets, really listening in, seeing what the squatties are talking about on all the social media platforms except TikTok. I did not have a chance to go to TikTok today because you have to have some time when you go to TikTok. You'll lose yourself. And so I really didn't have the time to go to TikTok, but I stuck my head in all of the rest as much as I could because, as y'all know, I even had to miss posting yesterday because I was so exhausted. Y'all, I am trying to get everything together in my new place. And I must say, it is exhausting. And I still have not scratched the surface. You have to buy so much when you move, you have to discard so much when you move. You have to go get stuff out of storage. It is a job. And I am so sore and so tired. But y'all know that didn't keep me out of these internet streets. And that's where I was as much as I could today. I was all over the place. Now, I didn't stay very long, but y'all know my favorite place is X, formerly known as Twitter. I lovingly call it the sewer. And let me tell you, the squatties over there are still celebrating our little prince's birthday. And of course, I have to talk about it because I did not get to talk about it yesterday. I did post a happy birthday, but I did not get to talk about it. And let me tell you, that picture that Megan posted of our little prince is iconic, to say the least. Tell me you're iconic without telling me you're iconic. Post a picture of your son and he is in silhouette with a setting sun. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Such a beautiful picture. And we're going to get into all of that. We're going to talk about Archie. We're going to talk about those folks across the pond and just a little more about what they were doing on VE Day and just a whole lot of other little things that I want to talk about. But yes, we have a lot, so we might as well get started. So I'm going to put this up. And this particular squatty said this: the way this photo is going to be duplicated in ways you can't even imagine. And I mean by so many people. It's absolutely majestic. And I agree. Yes, it's iconic. It is. And I think we can't overlook the symbolism in this as well, because we have just saw those folks across the pond standing on a balcony. And everybody just assumes, especially those folks over there, and, I'm talking about that family and the flying monkeys and the toadies and all of the minions, and especially the ugly old hags, really feel that Harry and Meghan is really missing out, and their kids are missing out as well, that they can't stand on that balcony and be around a bunch of people who hates them. Now, I don't know about you, but that would not be something that would be appealing to me. And I really don't think it is something appealing to Harry and Meghan. So, like I said, I feel like the symbolism here is just absolutely delicious. Because where is Archie standing? On a balcony. On a balcony with a golden halo around him, showing Archie, living his life like it's golden. Yes, have y'all heard that song, Living Your Life Like It's Golden? That's exactly what is going on here. And Archie is living his life like it's golden. This picture shows that he misses nothing. He is not missing anything. And I just love it. All right, y'all. I'm gonna put this one up, and I love this post. I do. This particular squad said this. This photo is everything. This made the choice all worthwhile. Now, this is a balcony to stand on. Happy birthday, Prince Archie. Exactly. Exactly. Symbolism. Yes. Megan, we are digging what you are putting down and we are picking up on it. Now, it might be some squatties that disagree with me, but we all know that royalty, especially the British royal family, speak in symbolism. And this to me is Megan speaking, saying that Archie, Prince Archie, do not need to stand on the balcony of Buckingham Palace. He can stand on his own balcony and still be golden because Archie is golden and he is living his life like it's golden. I'm just saying. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Do y'all think that this was Megan saying to the royal family that her son doesn't need to stand on their balcony? Because we hear it all the time from all of those toadies over there, all of those flying monkeys talk about what Archie and Lilibeth is missing. Now we all know that they're the only thing they're missing is to be smeared and abused and scapegoated. Now we know that they're missing that, but they want to try to pretend like they're missing because they're not participating in all this nonsense, all this pomp and circumstance. Well, let me tell you, George and Charlotte and Louis do not look like children who are having a wonderful time and enjoying what they're doing. So I think Archie is going to be all right. But I digress. I really think Megan is saying to the world and to that family, Archie has his own balcony and he is golden. I love it, y'all. Like I said, y'all tell me what y'all think. Am I overreaching? Am I reading too much into it? But I'm just saying, I really believe Megan was trying to say something. I really do. I don't even think she was trying to say something. I think she said it. I'm just saying. And I'm going to put this up. Speaking of enjoying all of this pomp and circumstance, look at the Wells kids. Just what I was just saying. These kids do not look like they are having a good time. Look at George. Look at Charlotte. Looking down at their feet, really showing how downcast they are before they have to put on their face, meaning their public face. Because don't get it twisted, these kids are taught from the cradle to put on a public face. And this candid picture is a picture of them when they are not aware and they think that they're not being judged or looked at. This is how they look at these events, downcast, eyes downward, just going through the motions. And this is the life that all those toadies over there, those flying monkeys, all of the minions and the royalists want us to believe that Harry and Meghan wants for their children, that Archie and Lilibeth is actually missing out on something. Well, look at this picture. Do you honestly think that Prince Archie and Princess Lilibeth is missing out on anything other than misery? I think not. Every time you see those children in public, front facing, their eyes look dead. They do. And then here's a candid picture that nobody saw. They didn't think they were on. And here they are, downcast, miserable. But yet and still, they think Harry and Meghan are awful parents for not allowing Archie and Lilibeth to take part. Stop it. Stop it right now. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this one up. And this particular squatty said this: a reminder that Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip were better great grandparents to Archie and Lily than grandfather King Charles the Cruel ever was. They were overjoyed to meet Archie, FaceTimed, sent gifts, and the Queen got to meet Archie and Lily in private when she invited them. Where is the lie? I am looking for it, but it is nowhere to be found. Charles has not made an effort. The only effort that Charles has made when it comes to his grandchildren is to plant stories and lie like he cares about them and wants to see them. Let's look back to Archie's christening. Charles never held Archie. It's no pictures to prove that he did. It's my feelings and my belief that Charles has never ever held Archie before. And my whole thing is this: what a strange thing. How many grandparents you know, loving grandparents, can resist holding their grandchild when it's anywhere, when this grandchild is anywhere in their proximity? I want you to tell me how it is possible for a grandfather not to engage with his grandson. Charles is standing up there looking at Archie like he is checking him for dark spots, which would not surprise me because let's not forget that Charles was outed as one of the royal races. You know, him and Kate was so concerned about what Archie's skin tone would be. So he's standing there looking at Archie, trying to figure out where is the African American part of Archie. That's the look I feel, I believe, my impression of what he's doing on this particular picture. Because he definitely does not look like a loving grandfather. Not at all. And I would not be surprised if Charles has never held Archie. At that christening, I am willing to bet you he never held Archie. And the word on the curb is he has never met Lilibeth. All of the spin, all of the planet stories, all of that was lies. And basically, Charles have never ever met Lilibeth. And it's been 5 years since he's laid his eyes on Archie. And you telling me he's concerned about seeing his grandchild? He wasn't concerned about seeing his grandchild when he took Frogmore Cottage away from them, his grandchild's only UK home. Come on now. He wasn't concerned about his grandchild when he took his grandchild's security He was not concerned about his grandchild's life. But yet and still they want us to believe that somehow he wants to have a relationship with Archie and Lily, and he's saddened by this. But let's go back to what this particular squatter was talking about. That the queen made time. She made sure that she met Archie and she met Lily. She FaceTimed with them, sent gifts to them. She absolutely did a better job than Charles as a great grandparent. And Charles is the grandparent. And let's look at this picture with Prince Philip, the proper queen, Queen Elizabeth, Harry, Meghan, and Doria. An iconic picture. But as I looked at this picture and as I was, processing this particular post, it dawned on me that this particular picture probably didn't go down well at Kensington Palace. And probably, possibly, Buckingham Palace, because we all know Charles is a man baby. He is a man baby. And this picture went around the world. And I don't know, y'all correct me in the comments, tell me if I am wrong, but has something like this ever happened with any of the other great grandchildren? Is that the reason why Kate was in there photoshopping all those pictures of the grandchildren and made sure that they left Archie and Lilibeth out? Is this still stinging them? This picture right here? Y'all tell me what y'all think. But I really feel that this particular picture right here is the catalyst for all of those Frankenstein pictures that she put out with all the grandchildren and made sure Lily and Archie was not included. I'm just saying. Y'all tell me what y'all think. But I think this picture right here really, really stung. All right, y'all. I'm going to put this up. And this particular squatter said his face. Oh, and has Charles ever held his grandson, Archie? I can't find any photos. That's exactly what we just got through talking about. Look at how Charles is looking at Archie. He's looking at him like he is absolutely shocked that Archie is as light as he is. Charles is a straight up racist. You cannot get past it. It is a clip going around on the internet right now on TikTok, I think the most, of Charles shaking hands with everybody else. And then when he got to a black man, chose to skip over him and did not even look back. Looked like he was disgusted with the fact that he had to make a choice to go past him. Charles is a racist. He just doesn't want the Commonwealth countries to know that. But he is. And he has proven himself to be by his grandson, Archie, and his daughter in law, Megan. I'm just saying. Let's look at the bottom of the picture. The caption says, Charles looks at baby Archie in an image shared by Harry on the King's 71st birthday in 2019. He has not seen Archie in 5 years. Let that soak in. He hadn't saw this child in 5 years. And yet and still, he wants us to believe that he wants a relationship, has never reached out, has made no accommodations whatsoever to make arrangements for Archie and Lily to have any kind of audience with the so-called king, their grandfather. So stop it. Because when you look back at all the things that the queen did, the queen made sure she met Lily. She made sure Archie felt special. Look at the picture that we just talked about with Prince Philip, her, Harry, Doria, and Megan, and little Archie in it. An iconic picture. But yet and still, Charles has done none of it. None of it. And then had the nerve to be angry and feel some kind of way when Harry aired him out in his interview and said that Charles has never asked to see the children, which was basically airing him out for the liar that he is, planning story after story after story, playing victim, playing the poor, grandfather who's not allowed to see his grandchildren. And Archie and Lily could not even come to the United Kingdom unless he made arrangements for them to come, and he has never done so. I love that Harry aired him out. And they were playing all weekend, all this week. They have been trying to stitch up an excuse for his bad behavior, trying to reflect and try to create a whole new narrative about how Harry wants to come back. And basically, Harry said he wanted reconciliation with truth, which is Harry saying he knows it's never going to happen. Because how many times has those folks over there ever told the truth? And Harry knows that. But Harry has not veered one moment since the Oprah interview and to this last interview. He has always said he wanted reconciliation. But he said reconciliation cannot happen without accountability. That's what he said in the Oprah interview. In this last interview, he said he wants reconciliation with truth. Accountability and truth is the same thing. He has been consistent the whole way. Harry knows his family, and he knows it's no accountability that will ever happen, and it's no truth that will ever be told because they do nothing but lie, make up fake narratives, and feign being a victim. Harry knows these people. He knows them as well as we do. He's been knowing them all his life. I have just only known them since Megan joined that family. And I can tell you right now that it's no accountability is going to happen. No truth is going to happen because ain't no truth in them. My grandmother used to say, you a lie and the truth ain't in you. That's exactly what's going on with those people over there. It's none in them. I'm just saying. All right, y'all. I'm going to put this one up. And this particular squatty said this. When they called a newborn baby a monkey, that family remained silent. If ever there was a time to support Harry and Meghan, this was the moment. Shame, shame, shame. Where is the lie? Where is it? How many loving grandparents do you know would stay silent if someone called their grandchild a monkey? Just asking. Take a poll about that. Daily Fail and Daily Express, and you know how the Daily Express love to take a poll, but they won't take a poll about that because they already know how that poll would turn out. Not very many grandparents would take kindly to anybody insulting their grandchild. Unless you are the King of England and you could care less because Charles stayed silent, did not say anything. How cold. What a cold bastard. And I'm saying the word. Can you imagine your grandbaby being called a monkey, but yet and still you stay silent? And you want us to believe that you love your grandchildren, that you want to see Prince Archie and Prince Lilibeth, and you literally allowed someone to insult them in such a crash and gutter level way. But yet and still, we're supposed to believe that you love your grandchildren. Mm, stop it. Stop it right now. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this one up, and it says, y'all, King Charles is apparently complaining to his media buddies that he doesn't like the Sussex squad or members of the public, pointing out that his cruel and petty actions show that he doesn't care about Harry and Harry's kids. And this squad has said, oh, really? Oh, really? You don't like it? Well, get used to it because we're going to do it continuously, especially after this recent airing out that Harry administered to you. And just let us in on the fact that you have not even invited the kids to come and see you. So, yes, we are going to continue to hammer that home. This is what this podcast today is about, hammering it home. I am going to continue to hit it like it is a nail. Bang, 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 because it's true. It's absolutely true. And we're sorry if you have this thing about the truth, because basically that's what the Sussex Squad is about, the receipts, the truth. And we're sorry that you are as cruel as we thought you were, that you are as demonic as we thought you were, that you are as uncaring and unloving and petty and petulant as we thought you were. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this one up. And all I can say, Charles, is incoming, because here is another squatty absolutely calling you out. And this squatty said, this is a friendly reminder that this mofo took his son's security, leaked his location, and had his staff call other country leaders and told them not to provide protection for his son and his son's family, but they want us to believe that Princess Diana refused security. Where's the lie? And let me tell you, did this squatty not continue to hammer it home? Yes, my timeline is filled up with squatties just absolutely hammering the so-called King Charles III. And we can't forget about his horse. They dragging her as well. But yes, this man did this. And let's not forget his statement to the court when asked, about Prince Harry being denied security. He said because that if something happened to Harry, and like y'all, I'm not saying it word for word, I'm paraphrasing. If something happened to Harry, it would not be distressing to the British public. That is what Charles said about his own son. But yet and still, they still want us to believe that he cares somehow. I don't even think this man has the ability to care about anything or anybody other than himself. Because I think the closest person to him that he kind of cares about is Camilla. And if you really watch their interaction, he treats her really, really bad because she's starting to really show her age and she's fumbling around and he cannot take it. He cannot. We saw it on full display over there in Italy because Camilla was wandering around there, didn't know where to go, didn't know what to do. I mean, she looked like the Israelites wandering in the wilderness for 40 years. She probably would have been still out there wondering if Charles had not redirected her and told her to come hither because Camilla was wandering around. She was confused. She was literally lost. And Charles had to play Moses and lead her to the promised land and say, come on, it's over here. And he was not happy about it at all. I'm telling you, he wore her out in that car afterwards. Y'all remember I showed y'all? It's a little clip about how he was fussing. I'm telling you, he was going up one side of her and coming down the other. And she was so confused. She was. I'm just saying. All right, y'all. I'm going to put this one up. And this is another squatty coming for Charles, hitting the nail on the head again. Because at the end of the day, he's out here trying to reflect, trying to pretend like what Harry said wasn't true, trying to create a different narrative, trying to pretty much cover up his poop like a cat would in his litter box. Yes, trying to cover up what he has done and what he hadn't done. I'm just saying. But the squatties are relentless, and I love that. And this particular squatty said this: can we all agree that the fire was set on purpose with a specific intended outcome? All I can say to that is, yes, we can. Yes, we absolutely can. And what this squatty is also saying is that this was going on prior to Harry and Meghan leaving. That it was a sinister plan afoot way before they left that salty island over there. So all I can say is I agree. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments, but I agree with this squatty. And it goes on to say, Miss Lauren, I cannot pronounce her name. I don't want to butcher it. But it says, oh, I'm just going to say Lauren. It says, Miss Lauren said, not on my watch. This beautiful woman will never fully comprehend how her simple act of love has changed the trajectory of this family's future. They have a future thanks to her. Exactly. She had an intuition. She had a feeling. She had the foresight to see maybe I should just take the baby with me. Because little did she know that it was a plan in place, allegedly. Allegedly. But it was really, really, really odd, wasn't it? I'm just saying. So I agree with this squatty. It was something afoot. Now, will we ever know, or we ever will have validation that this is what happened? I think maybe we will, because eventually somebody gonna talk. Somebody is going to say something to somebody, and it will get out. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I'm gonna put this up, and looky, looky, looky here. This is a story that has been planted. And all I can say to Charles and Buckingham Palace and their PR team, just know that this particular dog right here is unable to hunt. It will never hunt again because of that interview Harry did and aired Charles out for the liar that he is. But let's take a look at this article. They're still trying to make that dog hunt. When will they ever learn that people are paying attention? But it says King Charles will feel great sadness at not seeing Archie on 6th birthday amidst fears cancer-stricken monarch never sees his youngest grandchild again due to Harry's rift. Due to Harry's rift. They still trying to make that dog hunt, and that dog is dead and the bones are dry. I don't get it. It's not going to work anymore. We have found out the truth. And the truth is, if Charles wanted to see Archie, he could. If Charles wanted to see Lily, he could. Charles do not want to see those kids because he has not even issued an invitation for them to come. Stop it with this nonsense and trying to make that dead dog hunt, because it's not. We see you. We see exactly what they are doing here. And this particular squatty said this: framing matters. This isn't a riff. Charles plainly do not care if his grandchildren live or die. Where is the lie? And he has proven that time and time again. First, when he absolutely pulled that security and dropped a dime on where Archie was. I mean, come on now. And like I said, we cannot say for sure that anybody had, from the palaces or that monarchy had anything to do with that fire in Archie's room. But I don't know any other royal children who've been on tour who's had a fire start in their room. I'm just saying. Sounds strange to me. But and why do you have a space heater in a nursery? And then it goes on to say he used them to score cheap political points with his shrinking base of support. Where's the lie? He plays the victim. Somehow he's been wronged by his son. And it goes on and on and on. And in actuality, he is the evil one pulling the levers. He is the evil one that's causing the problems. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this one up. And I forgot about the comic book Archie. And that he is a redhead too. Isn't that something? And this particular squatty said, Dear Archie, I hope your day is extra January. Here's a slice of cake. And look, it's a little cake with Archie on there, the comic book Archie. I don't know why I forgot Archie was a natural redhead too. I love it. Also, y'all, they are really talking about online the attendance and how low it was for VE Day compared to the times that, when the proper queen was sitting on the throne. Charles, nobody cares about him, and they really don't care about his horse. And she is she is just so uncouth and so trashy. She does not have a elegant bone in her body, but yet and still they have so much heat for Meghan. Y'all remember when Meghan literally closed her own car door and they almost called her trash for doing that. And here is Camilla doing all manners of nonsense and behaving in the most undignified manner. Let's not forget her being drunk on the streets of Scotland. Let's not forget that, because I will never, ever let that one die. Never. And the Daily Fail called it the Queen in High Spirits. Yeah, she was high, all right, like a kite. That's how she was high. And on the streets of Scotland. But yet and still, they want to say that Meghan is somehow undeserving of being a princess. Get out of here. Get all the way out and shut the door after you. Because that nonsense is exactly that, nonsense. Camilla and the mannequin supposed to be somehow better than Meghan? Get out of here. Meghan is more educated, more defined, more elegant, able to do more things, more capable. Should I go on? The list goes on and on. But yet and still, somehow they want to turn the world upside down. Yes, want to tell us up is down and down is up. And Kate and Camilla is better than Meghan. Stop it right now. I know I've said that a lot, but I need for these people to stop it, because this is nothing but nonsense. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this one up, and this is a repost, and the original one says this: these Ozempic crowds should really worry the next in line. One. Yeah, it should. Because compared to the proper queen when she was there, the crowds was enormous. I'm telling you, elbow to elbow, but not so much this time. Not so much. And I am still shocked by as many that did turn out. Now, I have heard word on the curb. I don't know how true it is, but this is word on the curb, that a lot of these pictures, that it was less than that they photoshopped some like the planes, that they photoshopped over a old picture of the mall. Now, I don't know how true that is, but that's just the word on the curb. And from the people who was on the ground saying that it was really, really sparse, to looking at this picture, even though it's sparse, it gives you the impression that something fishy might be going on. But I cannot say for sure, but that is the word on the curb. And this particular squatty that reposted that said this: William and Kate are telling the world that they plan to work from home. Apparently, their peasants are planning to support them from home too. Yes, that quiet kind of support, the kind that doesn't give a tinker's damn. Yes, that kind of support. That is the kind of support a lot of the UK people are offering up to William and Kate and their nonsense. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this one up. Still coming for Charles's head. I'm telling you, my timeline is absolutely nothing but 1-2 punches to Charles' head consistently. I'm telling you, it is spinning. And this particular squatty said this: king and queen. This is what it amounts to. An otherworldly decaying pair. Their inner ugliness matches their outsides. Princess Diana and Prince Harry were and are cruelly betrayed for this. Exactly. This is what it was all about. The death of Diana, the exile of Harry. It was about preserving this nonsense, this force of a family that pretends like they're a family, but in actuality, they are not. They're lizard people. Cold-blooded reptiles, nothing but ice water running through their veins. You know how cold you have to be in order to go to other countries and tell them not to protect your child when he's in it? Whew, reptile. No feeling, just ice cold. I'm just saying. And this right here is the episode that happened on VE Day that went across the world. And let me tell you, it really shook us squatties. We absolutely thought that Camilla could not get any lower. But Camilla found a new floor, even lower than the last. And it's this particular picture right here that has people saying, Queen Elizabeth II, the proper queen, would have never even thought about doing anything like that. The queen was perfection to her last breath. Her hair, everything, even when she was sick, she was well put together. And she definitely would not have been caught dead swigging out of a water bottle that was dropped. She dropped it and it was rolling around, and Keir Starmer picked it up and handed it to her, and she drank the water out of the bottle that had been on the floor. This is your queen, everybody. This right here is your queen. I'm just saying. She did that. And that is the reason why the squatties are continuing to drag her and Charles. Because how dare you? How dare you? How diggity dog dare you? I got that off of that movie. Tell me, what movie did I get that off of? I am willing to bet y'all will not be able to guess. But yes, I double dog dare you to say that somehow Camilla is more gracious, more elegant, more intelligent. Well, we already know we don't have to put the beauty in there than Megan, because Megan would have never. You know, I bet if they went down in the vaults where our dearly departed Queen Elizabeth II is laying at rest, I bet she's not at rest. I bet if you open that vault, she is flipping like a pancake over at Denny's in the morning, in the breakfast rush. Yes, she is flipping out because of Camilla and her behavior. She is absolutely mortified at what Charles has done. He has single-handedly caused the monarchy to be circling the drain. The way he is and what he has done has not left the British people's mind. They see him as an adulterer and a potential suspect to the M word because of Diana. I'm just saying. And this particular squatty said this after posting the picture of Camilla swigging out of a plastic bottle that she had dropped on the ground and then continued to drink out of it. And not one word, not one written word was written by this media, these bootlickers, these flying monkeys had nothing to say about it. But if Megan absolutely breathed in and breathed out, you get 200,000 articles about how dare she. This is why we have a problem with these people, because it's clearly a double standard to the point where anybody with any kind of intellect can see that this is nothing but, like Harry said, an establishment stitch up. I love that term. I do, because it's absolutely true. If Megan had just breathed hard on a plastic bottle, it would have been bloody murder being screeched from over across the pond, and I would be able to hear it here in America. But yet and still, their their queen, sit there like any old trashy woman who came upon a water bottle off the ground and drank out of it. She did that. And this particular squatty said this: do I give a SHIT that Camilla is drinking out of a bottle in public? Wow. Just saying that out loud, that this is supposed to be the Queen of the United Kingdom sitting there doing such a trash move as that. Because, like I said, the bottle had fell on the ground. It had fell on the ground. Keir Stormer picked it up and passed it to her, and then she opened it and drank out of it. But yet and still, Megan shuts a car door, and she is trashed. But this squatty goes on to say, do I give a SHIT that Camilla is drinking out of a bottle in public? No. Do I give a SHIT that her daughter-in-law was deemed not to be princess material because she closed her own car door? Yes. Yes, they did that. And now they have a queen that's eating off the floor. I'm saying, some dropped on the floor, she ate it. Well, at least she drank it. The Queen of the United Kingdom. Wow. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this one up. And it says, Camilla is common as dust. I would have said Camilla is common as dirt, but okay. That's the person Harry's father fought for. Yet Harry's choice of an elegant woman who carries herself with a natural regency is attacked daily. Where is the lie? Meghan carries herself so regal, but yet and still this uncouth woman in every situation calls attention to her commonality, is supposed to be better than Megan. Stop it. That's why I find this whole hierarchy and monarchy ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. When you absolutely look at it with a discerning eye, why in the world would Kitty Cat and Camilla be considered better than Megan on any level? I'm just saying. All right, y'all. I'm going to put this up, and this is so funny because one of the squatters was talking about Lewis and how um he was mocking George, and George, you could see George was like seething, and it seemed like Lewis knows just the buttons to push on George. And some of the squatters were saying, apparently, and I'm going to put it up, apparently people can't wait to read Lewis's spare. You can see it coming right now. But I'm telling you, Lewis is going to be a worthy opponent. He's gonna be a lot like Harry. You can see that he has some spunk. I like him a lot. I really, really do. I think they're all really, really cute kids. I'll just say that. I'll put that out there. But yes, looking forward to Lewis's book, Spare. All right, y'all. I just want to cover a few more quick things. I'm gonna put this up. And this is about the court case Harry has with the Daily Fail. And they're really trying to avoid telling the court and telling Harry and his team who the hacks are, who are the people who did the dirt, the journalists, well, the pseudo journalists, because we all know they're not journalists, they're just flying monkeys. And they don't want to spill the beans on who the flying monkeys are. And they're really reaching. They're trying to use or invoke a human rights act to stop naming other journalists, to stop having to name the hacks, the flying monkeys that was involved in this phone hacking situation. And I'm telling you, that is a reach. And this particular squatty reposted that article and said, the audacity, the Daily Fail invoking the European Union Human Rights Act to protect their hacks. Isn't that the same institution they are trying pulling the UK from? I guess she's trying to say accused of pulling the UK from. Yes, they pulled out of the European Union, but yet it still wants to use an act trying to avoid accountability. I am interested to see how this one shakes out, but hopefully the judge will be able to see through the nonsense. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this up. And Megan had her podcast on Tuesday. She did, and I hope you have had the opportunity to listen. I must admit, I've been too busy. I hadn't had the opportunity to listen. So, all of y'all, listen twice for me, please, because I don't know when I'll be able to get to it, but I will get to it by the weekend. So if you have listened to it, go back and listen to it one more time for me. And this particular squatty said this: indeed, I have been thoroughly enjoying Megan's podcast. Today's episode was brilliant, and it says, listen to the confessions of a female founder. And you can listen to it on a whole lot of different platforms, Lemonada, Apple, and also, if you have no other choice, Spotify. Yes, but please go and listen to it twice for me. But like I said, I am going to get to it before the end of the weekend, hopefully. It's been hectic, y'all. But I digress. So, yes, they say it's really good. It's with Hannah, the founder of Clever Blends. And Clever Blends is the coffee company that Megan presently is invested in. And Hannah talks about Megan being their first investor. And they say it is really good. And so, like I said, I hadn't had an opportunity to watch or to listen to it. So do it twice for me. All right, I'm gonna put this one up, and it said, Hannah just posted about her first meeting with Megan and how Megan was her first investor. Yes. And it looks like Clever Blends is just chugging along, doing well, and I am so thrilled about it. Also, y'all, Mr. Harry, what, I guess Harry Sussex, right? Well, Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, was in Las Vegas with the Diana Awards for the Knowledge event, championing the crucial need for business investment and youth development to work hand in hand. And yes, Harry is absolutely back to business, unfazed and unbothered with those people, and working on the Diana Awards. I'm telling you, I love it. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this one up, and it's about the Met Gala. And it was held, I think, Tuesday. And Zendaya showed up with this outfit on, this white tailored outfit. And of course, people start thinking back to Megan's outfit she wore to the Queen's Jubilee, well, the church service at St. Paul's. And Megan walked in there like she was singing that song. You know that song that says, Biatches, I heard you was looking for me. Yes. Megan was like, y'all looking for me? Here I am. Here I am. Yes, that's the way Megan was looking at the Queen's Jubilee. She was. Well, Zendaya absolutely rocked this look as well as Megan did. But, like I said, they're trying to give Megan the credit and, bringing it back to Megan. And y'all know I love Megan and I love giving Megan credit, but I can't give it to her on this one because we all know, and we talked about in a past podcast, that the originator of this particular look, this bad biatch look, goes to Miss Diana Ross in that classic movie Mahogany. So all hail to the Queen, Diana Ross, for being the originator. But I have to give props to Zendaya for killing it, and Megan killed the same look as well. So yes, everybody benefits. Everybody gets a car. Like Oprah said, everybody gets a car because these three women are classics. They are. All right, y'all. I will see y'all a little later. Bye.